It was a beautiful day for the 109th edition of Paris Roubaix, which takes the ride from Compiègne to Roubaix Velodrome. It's a ride of 160 miles, or in kilometres, a massive 258, 27 teams competing. For a long time the race stayed together, but when they reached the first section of cobblestone, sector 27 of 27 sections of what we call the Hell of the North, 8 riders were clear, including the Swiss champion Martin Elmiger. And also in the breakaway was Mitchell Docker, the Australian. For a while they hung on to a lead of 1 minute and 25 seconds over a vigilant peloton. The first big target of the day was the forest of Arenberg. The 10 leaders were there first, and then the riders piled into the forest, and the biggest man to lose out here was Tom Bonen of Belgium, left standing on the roadside with a broken bike. He wouldn't rejoin the leaders for the rest of the day. The 10 leaders continued as the riders started to splinter at the back in desperate moments to try and catch up. As the race continued on to sector 12 of the cobblestones, there were now 17 up front, and the peloton, containing all the favourites, racing just half a minute behind. 56 kilometres to go. This crash for Filippo Pozzato, a man who was expected to be on or near the podium by the finish. This was the end of him on this day. By the time they got to sector 21, the gap had climbed to 1 minute 30, and one man who was having all sorts of trouble all day, Sylvain Chavanel, at 48 kilometres to go, he was on the floor once more. A little bit later on, they entered the next sector of cobblestones at Mons-en-Pavel. Fabien Cancellara launched a searing attack. He was quickly caught by Thor Hushoff, Juan Antonio Fletcher, Alessandro Balan, and they tried to chase down the leaders, but it wasn't to be. As they got into the last 15 kilometres of racing, Johan van Summeren broke clear of the remnants of the nearly all-day breakaway. As he went clear, behind, Cancellara was trying desperately to rid himself of Hushoff and Balan. 13.5 kilometres to go, Cancellara made an attack. He was quickly shadowed by Thor Hushoff, the world champion. 12 kilometres to go. Bach and Rast were chasing van Summeren, but none were catching up. At 3 kilometres to go, it was desperate moments. Cancellara launched another searing attack. He wiped out everybody except the man in front. And by the time he got to the velodrome, the big cheer of the day was reserved for the Belgian cyclist, who's normally a domestique. Johan van Summeren enjoying his moments around the velodrome, winning the 109th edition of Paris Roubaix. Cancellara, the defending champion, would not be outdone at the podium place. He cleaned up for second place ahead of Martin Jangelai, Gregory Rast taking fourth. This was a memorable Paris Roubaix.